Hey, we are live. Hey, everybody, this is Angela Sasser, artist, artisan, art reviewer. I do lots of random things, and you can see my art and everything else at www.angelasasser.com. Welcome to my September Hangout. I like to hold a hangout once a month, brought to you by the lovely folks who support me over on Patreon. So this month, or every month, I just talk about what I've been up to and what I'm going to do and answer any questions you have. So if you have any questions about art marketing, or any of the above, throw them up in the Q&A panel and I'll get to them and answer them to the best of my ability. So I have that up if anyone wants to give me questions. Give me stuff because I like to ramble about art. So where to start? Let's see. I survived DragonCon and I got this t-shirt. Isn't it cute? I love all the little characters. It's one of their older t-shirts, but I thought it was cute anyway, so I got it. DragonCon went pretty well for me. I sold a couple of canvas prints and just had a great time being more of an attendee than selling in the artist alley. I had no table, so I just wandered the alley and was a free spirit. It was actually, or wandered the show. It was actually pretty cool. I got to go to writing workshops, got a lot of great tips about writing and self-publishing. And it was a lot of fun not selling for once. So I'm a thorough believer in sometimes you just need a break from that stuff. And it's been a little stressful for me, so I've been giving myself breaks lately, and that was a really nice break to just go to DragonCon and actually enjoy it. And even so, like I was saying, I sold a couple canvas prints in the art show, sold a few sold like half of my stock in the print shop, and I did pretty well for not even have to be there selling. So, yay, DragonCon. Although I did get the DragonCon plague, and it took like a week to get over it. Of course, I got over it by giving the plague to my boyfriend, and then I had to take care of him. So let me turn off my phone, like getting texts and stuff, interrupting my own lecture. So let's see, other things that went on this month. I'm going to screen share for this one. I finished my Rapunzel comic, which has been a project that I've spent like 9 years on. I've been working on it for a long time, and somehow life always got in the way of getting this project done. But I'll show you the last page that I did because it came out really cool. Infinite window. So here it is, the last comic collection. I actually did it in strips because it was meant for a student newspaper. So I had to take into consideration that it was going to be for a paper, and therefore it had to be in strips. And this was also more conducive to a webcomic format. So I'll probably be transferring this comic to an actual webcomic community like Tapastic or something like that soon, because it would suit that format really well. But yeah, I finished it, y'all. It took a long time, but I'm really proud of it. And I love how the little prince and princess came out in this last panel. You can tell the prince is going to be a little troublemaker. So this has been a really cool, fun, ambitious thing for me. It started out as an independent study back in college where I just wanted to take Rapunzel and illustrate it as a picture book. By the time I went to grad school, one of my friends there was like, hey, you want to do a comic for the newspaper? And so I got shanghaied into it, which turned out for the best because I got to create this really cool thing from it. So anyways, Rapunzel is done, and I think the future of this little collection of comic strips is probably going to be a small ebook. And I actually have tons and tons of unpublished sketches and illustrations I did for my independent study that no one has seen really. So I think I might finish those up and then put them all in the ebook and have a really nice 99-cent, $2 compilation, since the story itself is really only like, even though it took me 9 years to do 33 strips, when you put them all on a page, it ends up being shorter. So like 8 pages. That's comics for you. But next, let's see. Mentorship slots. I've been having a great time talking to really passionate students about their work. And I talked a little about that last month, but basically what it is that I'm taking on mentees or students. This could either be more of a full-time thing or, like my current students, more of a casual thing. Basically, if you pitch in at the mentorship level, the casual mentorship level at my Patreon, which is $50, you get all of the goodies from Digital Collector, Art Appreciator, Premier Patron, but you also get a 30-minute long portfolio review, art marketing consultation, or any other kind of topics you want to talk about once a month. So we talk 30 minutes a month. So far, I've been doing a lot of coaching with the students that I've had so far. So we've talked about their work and what kind of storytelling they want to achieve with it, and any constructive criticism they wanted from me. You also get, as a casual mentor, or at the casual mentorship level, you get a single paint over per month. So that's actually a full thing. I paint over your image and I record a video of it and give you critique, very detailed critique about how I believe you can improve the piece. Now, if you were at the full mentorship, you get 3 paint overs per month. You also get a PSD of the paint over, and you can basically email me anytime with questions, and I'm here for you. So that's that. So enough shameless plugging, because it's not as fun as the other stuff. But yes. Oh, and the reason why I'm telling you about the mentorships is that I had it restricted to 2, but now it is up to 4. There are 4 slots. 3 of those slots are available right now. So if you're interested in art coaching, that's something new that I'm doing. Anyways, to the fun stuff. I'm working on Halloween picture. Let me turn off screen share. Screen share. Okay, so for Halloween, I wanted to finally do a Halloween picture because I got enough patrons to actually do, or I reached the milestone where I can do a Halloween picture once a year. And so my Patreon patrons will be getting a little Halloween card from me. I've always done a Christmas card, but actually Halloween's my favorite holiday, so I'm so excited to be doing this. The topic that won the poll I put up is my character Aurora dressed as Madame Butterfly zombie. So I've started doing sketches for that. They're very super rough right now. So you can see there's one that's more of a close-up portrait where she's holding a little pumpkin and a knife. It has a slit throat. And then here's a sort of crazy, weird arm pose with candles and spirits and whatnot. I still got a little thumbnailing to do, but I've been researching and I'm probably going to go more of a onryo. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I believe it's called onryo, which is like vengeful spirit. A vengeful spirit in Japan, or Japanese folklore. So I'm excited. She's going to be cool. I love tales of yokai, which are like monsters and spirits of Japan. So hoping I can do something cool without being too inaccurate. Because after all, it is a cybernetic elf dressed as something else. So it's a weird mishmash, but I'm going to have fun with it. So you'll see. It'll hopefully be fun. Halloween pick. Ladies of the Months. For those who've been keeping up with my birthstone series of paintings, I'm going to screen share again because I'm in the lovely research phase right now, which for the Ladies of the Months takes a long time because it's not just draw a pretty lady. It's, for me, it's about actually researching the holidays that take place in that month across different cultures and trying to solidify it into something new and unique. But the basic information is that Amethyst, the flowers for the month, I'm sorry, woof, not enough coffee. Starting over. For Lady of February, who's the next lady I'm working on, the birthstone is amethyst, and the flowers are violets. But also some of the big traditions that go on during February involve a lot of candles, I've noticed, because there's Candlemas, Imbolc, which I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. Celtic never looks like how I expect it to sound. Feast of St. Bridget. There's a lot of different themes, but they all seem to be united by fire and candles, or blessing of candles and bonfires. And this is just some of the research I've been doing for Lady of February. So I've got a lot of candles and violets. Maybe considered working in Mardi Gras somehow, but it's maybe taken me into more cliche territory. It feels like it would become less of a spiritual piece if I went kind of gaudy Mardi Gras colors. So still pondering on that. But mostly just a lot of cool candles that I've been pinning. So, oh, I pinned the same one twice. But so that's kind of the slant I'm going with Lady of February thus far. And then I'll do thumbnails based on what I've been thinking about and come up with different poses and how to combine that on an Art Nouveau frame. But that's the next big step for me with this project. And then, while I'm screen shared, another project I'm taking on for October is the Monster Girl Challenge. It's not necessarily an October challenge, but I just chose to do the challenge in October because monsters work really well with October. So for each day, it's actually an event on the Art of Angela R. Sasser on Facebook. Each day I'll be doing a monster girl based on a challenge list that I've found. So for day 1, we've got Harpy. Day 2 is Centaur. Day 3 is Slime, etc., so on and so forth. So each day I'll be working on monster girls and posting them here at this event. And on the final day, I'll host a giveaway for a print of all the monster girls together. And I'll also be doing them in chibi style because I wanted something fun and easy to do. I didn't want it to become too detailed on me because then that would just make me get all obsessive because I love detail. So, oh, and one more work in progress. I've got a lot of projects I've been juggling lately because that's how I do. So a couple of days ago, I learned about the Draw Yourself as a Bender contest from Dark Horse Comics. And I really love Avatar: The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra. For those who don't know, I'm a huge fangirl of that whole setting. And I just had to do it because the entries are actually going to be put forth to the creators of the series. And that just makes me so happy. So if I can get my art here in front of the creators of Avatar: The Last Airbender, I would die happy. So this concept I'm working with is just really, really quick. Tried to put myself in that style of animation. And I also went with kind of a water tribe mixed with a Fire Nation type of character because for those who don't know, I'm actually mixed race. I'm Puerto Rican and redneck. So I like having the idea that sometime in the Legend of Korra universe, the nations of all the elements would have started mixing together. And that's what Republic City was all about, if I can nerd out for a moment. But Republic City was all about all the nations not being so separate and trying to mingle. So here's hoping they like the idea of a mixed race bender too. I think it's cool. And she also has a book because I really love books. I mean, I love books. You want to make me sad? Like, throw away a book in front of me and I'll be really sad. Thus, what I think is happening here in the action shot, someone maybe messed up her book and she's like, rah! Come back and bend in your face. So those are all the things I am working on. Oh, hi, Erin. I just saw you in the Q&A panel. That's all I have to announce. The next part is if you guys have any questions to ask, throw them up in the Q&A panel. For now, I think I'll just ramble about a big question I've been dealing with, because I got some really harsh criticism from another artist, and I swear I was angsting over it for a while, just thinking and thinking. And basically, the criticism was that I'm not qualified to be a mentor. And so I thought about that, and, you know, discussion of that deeper notwithstanding, I've just been thinking about, you know, as an artist, where I stand and whether I am qualified as an artist. And I'm just thinking to myself that, yes, I'm not as accomplished as other artists, but I still am at my own level, and I have to accept the level that I am at is still at a level which other people do look up to. So I think that having a realistic view of where you stand is helpful at times, but you have to beware getting into that depressive hole of thinking that because there are other people better than you, that you're not worthwhile either. Because sometimes when you get harsh crit like that, it makes you think that. So yeah, that's the big advice that I've been taking away from life at this moment in time is embrace what knowledge you have. Always try to improve yourself. And I think the best teachers are the ones who are constantly doing that. They don't rest on their laurels, you know? And I also think if you never fail at anything, then you're never going to learn. So don't be afraid of failure, because it teaches you something very valuable. But yes, that is my advice for the month. Now, at the end of all of these hangouts. Oh, thank you, Bronwyn. I appreciate it. Now, at the end of all these hangouts, I like to show the last sketch, or I'm trying to make a tradition of showing the last inspiration prompts that my patrons have given me. So what this is that if you're a $5 and up patron over at my Patreon, you actually are able to give me a 2-keyword inspiration prompt, and I pick the best prompt, and that person gets that sketch. So from last month, I was still catching up on old prompts. So for the month before that, Conflicted Angel was my keyword sketch, so I wanted to show that to you guys. This is actually a really small drawing. It was done on an ACO format. So that's 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches. Really small. Then the other winning prompt from last month was Desert Queen, which I had a lot of fun with because I got to take one of my characters from a setting that I've been working on for a fantasy novel and bring it into a card, or bring her into a card. So thanks for the excuse to draw that, Bronwyn. So these have been a lot of fun. If I reach $200 on Patreon, that means that these sketches that are made from the sketch prompts will automatically upgrade to, I think the next tier is a digital sketch, like a simple digital sketch, no background. So it'll be in color. So that's exciting because we're at, I think, 125 right now. I already forgot and I just looked at the page. It's my goldfish memory. Yeah, we're at 141, so if I can get up more, we'll hit the monthly inspiration prompt upgrade, and that will be much fun. So whenever this video ends up on YouTube, my $5 and up patron should go and leave me a 2-keyword inspiration prompt, and we'll see who wins. So thanks for tuning in. We check questions. Oh, that's a great question, Erin. Aaron asks, I've got a question. After a level up, how do you deal with old work that no longer represents your current skill level? Let me turn my face back on. Okay, so this is rough because I have so many originals that are just sitting in my closet gathering dust because I don't feel like I want to show them to anyone anymore. But it's weird because some people might actually like them. So I would think, you have to gauge what people respond to and what you don't like, because you're an artist who's very, very harsh on yourself, like most of us are. So I would keep popular ones up, especially if they still hold up, and bury the old art. And I've actually been thinking about this a lot because on my website, I have a lot of old art up, but I don't have enough new art to actually put that old art away without making the website look too sparse. So my big idea for when I get new art done is to have an archive section of my website. And I'm just kind of like move it all there into theme sections in the archive. And also, I like to have studio clear out sales where I will eBay off originals. And some people have gotten some really cheap originals for me. But when they've been sitting around for a while, I just do not want them in my closet anymore. And I'll just auction them off. And if they don't get auctioned off, I'm supposed to burn them. But I admit, I still haven't brought myself to burn my originals yet. But a lot of pros do just have a studio bonfire. They take all their old stuff and they just chalk it in. Or if you're an oil painter, you can just paint over your old canvas and just reuse it for another painting. So I think that answers the question. Although if you mean how do you deal with it, as in how do you understand what's you're better at now. Again, that's just getting good at the whole self-critique and knowing how to judge yourself without being harsh and throwing yourself into a depressive funk. So hopefully that helps. But let me check. So yeah, I think that's about it. Thanks for joining me, guys, and it was really fun to have more questions this time and to see some familiar faces. So yeah, hit me up online on my art page, and thanks again for those who are my patrons for helping to bring this little broadcast to everyone. So take care, guys. Bye.